So you admit that this increase could hit workers' pay?
I absolutely accept that wage growth may be weaker than it otherwise would have been. I think it was a difficult decision. The hardest decision in the budget yesterday was on national insurance. I wanted yesterday to get everything out into the open and be transparent about the decisions that I needed to make. I'm not going to be coming back with a budget like this in the future.
Did you see Rachel Reeves crumble on live TV? The newly appointed Chancellor faced off against comedy legend Ricky Gervais, and it didn't go well for her. Gervais unleashed a barrage of wit that left Reeves struggling to defend Labour's fiscal policies. As the power dynamics shifted, viewers witnessed a David versus Goliath moment that exposed the cracks in Labour's carefully constructed image. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favour. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Rachel Reeves strides onto the stage, exuding an air of confidence. But as she takes her seat, there's a hint of unease in her eyes. This isn't just any interview. It's a high-stakes encounter that could make or break her political career. Reeves's journey to this moment has been meteoric.
It was a difficult decision that I had to make yesterday. It's not a decision that I wanted to make. It's not a decision that I expected to make. And there was a £22 billion black hole between what the previous government had said they were going to spend and what they were actually spending. And what happened when that previous government made a commitments it could not afford, it put pensions in peril, and it sent mortgage rates and rents through the roof.
A former Bank of England economist, she quickly rose through Labour's ranks to become Shadow Chancellor. Her reputation as a steady hand on the economic tiller made her a key player in Keir Starmer's shadow cabinet. But tonight, that carefully cultivated image is about to be put to the test. The interviewer wastes no time in addressing the elephant in the room, the $22 billion fiscal black hole recently discovered in Labour's economic plans. Reeves shifts uncomfortably in her seat as the question hangs in the air. Her response starts strong, filled with rehearsed talking points about Labour's commitment to fiscal responsibility. But as the interviewer presses for specifics, Reeves's words become less assured. "We've always been clear about our economic priorities," she insists, her voice slightly strained, but the numbers tell a different story. Labour's projections for economic growth have consistently outpaced reality, with their promised 1.5% annual growth looking increasingly unrealistic against the backdrop of global economic challenges. As Reeves struggles to reconcile these discrepancies, the atmosphere in the studio grows tense. Viewers at home can sense the shift, the growing realization that something isn't quite adding up. It's at this moment, with Reeves on the back foot, that the game changes entirely. Ricky Gervais, the razor-tongued comedian known for his no-holds-barred approach to celebrity roasts, enters the fray. He's not a typical political commentator, and that's precisely what makes him so dangerous. As he settles into his seat, there's a glint in his eye that suggests he's about to shake things up. Gervais doesn't disappoint. He launches into his first salvo with characteristic brutality. "So, Rachel," he begins, his tone deceptively casual, "you're telling us that Labour can magic up $22 billion without raising taxes or cutting services. That's a neat trick. Maybe you should consider a career in stage magic instead of politics." The studio audience gasps, then erupts into nervous laughter. Reeves, caught off guard by Gervais' directness, visibly flinches. Her carefully constructed facade begins to crumble as she scrambles for a response. As Gervais continues his relentless questioning, the power dynamic in the room shifts dramatically. What started as a routine political interview has transformed into a David versus Goliath showdown, with Gervais, armed only with his wit, taking on the full might of the Labour Party's economic strategy. As the dust settles from Gervais's initial assault, a new battle looms. The comedian's reputation for brutal honesty has made him a champion of the disillusioned public. But can his wit truly pierce the armor of political doublespeak? The next few minutes promise to reveal whether comedy can be a more effective tool for accountability than traditional journalism. Gervais' eyes narrow as he leans forward, his demeanor shifting from entertainer to interrogator. "Let's talk about trust, shall we?" he says, his voice carrying a hint of challenge. The studio audience holds its breath, sensing the weight of the moment. Reeves, already on the back foot, braces herself for what's to come. With surgical precision, Gervais begins to dissect Labour's promises, exposing a web of contradictions. He zeroes in on Reeves's claims about being an economist, questioning her credentials and experience. I don't believe for one instance that Rachel Reeves is an economist and has been anywhere near the formulation of any kind of financial policy during her work experience, Gervais states bluntly. Reeves attempts to defend her party's policies, but Gervais is relentless. He brings up Labour's promise of no new tax hikes, contrasting it with policies that critics argue disproportionately affect the working class. The extension of the inheritance tax personal allowance threshold until 2030 becomes a focal point, with Gervais highlighting how it contradicts Labour's supposed commitment to protecting the average citizen. As the exchange intensifies, the audience reaction grows more palpable. There are murmurs of agreement, gasps of surprise, and even a few scattered claps as Gervais lands particularly sharp blows. The comedian's words seem to articulate frustrations that many have felt but struggled to express. Gervais doesn't stop there. He tackles Labour's mixed messaging on housing, pointing out how their focus on new homes seems to prioritise migrants over British citizens grappling with affordability issues. With each point, Reeves's attempts at rebuttal grow weaker, her carefully prepared responses crumbling under the weight of Gervais' relentless questioning. As the exchange reaches its climax, Gervais delivers his crushing blow. If a government can't be trusted to keep its promises, what's the point of those promises in the first place? He asks, his words hanging in the air. The silence that follows is deafening, broken only by a few nervous coughs from the audience. In the aftermath, the immediate public reaction is swift and decisive. Social media explodes with clips of the exchange, memes flood Twitter, and political commentators scramble to analyse the impact. It's clear that this moment has resonated far beyond the confines of the studio, forcing a national conversation about political accountability and the power of public figures to shape narratives. As the dust settles from Gervais' verbal onslaught, the political landscape looks markedly different. Labour finds itself in the throes of a credibility crisis, forced to confront the gap between its promises and its actions. The party's carefully crafted image has been shattered, leaving voters questioning whether they can trust Labour's economic plans. This moment of reckoning extends beyond just one party. It highlights the growing power of public figures like Gervais to shape political narratives. In an era where trust in traditional media is waning, comedians and celebrities wield surprising influence. Their ability to cut through political spin and connect with audiences on a visceral level has become a force to be reckoned with. The aftermath of this encounter serves as a wake-up call for voters. It underscores the importance of engaging critically with political messaging and holding leaders accountable for their commitments. As the dust settles, one thing is clear. The rules of political engagement are changing, and those who fail to adapt may find themselves left behind.